Hey YouTubers, I'm Sai and welcome back to my channel. So in today's video I'm going to be continuing the series that I started a couple of months ago, where I'm investing £100 every month into the stock market and showing you exactly what I'm investing. But as always, I have no financial background. So before you go out and invest in anything, I always recommend seeking professional financial advice. But the advice I'm about to give you right now requires no financial knowledge whatsoever, and that's smash that like button down below and make it turn blue, so that you can help the YouTube algorithm recommend this video to more people. So let's jump straight into it and let's look at how my portfolio has done since the last month. So when I look at my portfolio compared to last month, at least my money has stayed within my investments, as I have £199.81 invested. Now if you remember last month, some of the shares I invested in September actually got taken out of my portfolio because of the stock split that occurred. And basically the amount that I had invested in them was less than a full share even after the stock split. So now looking at the return that I've actually made, well, last month I made minus £2.89, and this month I made minus £2.57. So for one, at least it's done better than my previous month, as my total return has got a little bit better compared to the previous month. But obviously I'm still in the negative, which is not ideal. But let's actually take a look at what I'm invested in and understand what could have actually caused it. So immediately looking at the companies that I'm invested in, we can see that two companies are in the red. One being AT&T, which has dropped to 1.17%. However, the company that is underperforming the most is BP, as they have dropped 27.14%. Now one of the main big factors here is due to the fact that Donald Trump and Melania have been tested negative for coronavirus. And so due to that devastating news, all of the oil companies took a hit. Now this was mainly due to the fact that there were fears that the initial corona oil crisis that happened earlier on in the year is going to be coming back for a second wave. But I still feel that BP is promising in the long run. So as it stands, I'm going to keep holding them with the hope that after the pandemic, they'll bounce back to the highs that they were at pre-pandemic. Now looking at some of the other shares that I've bought, most of them have only increased a little bit, pretty much under 1%. Apart from the stock that I bought last month that sparked some interest in me. This was mainly around the Tesla battery day. Now, even though the stock went down a little bit straight after the battery day announcement, overall the stock price has actually increased 18.87% since I bought it. Now, as much as everyone talks about Tesla being overvalued, I still feel that they have a lot of potential for growth. And I also feel that Elon has a great plan for innovation, and he has a great vision for the company. Therefore, making me feel like Tesla is very similar to the era of the Steve Jobs Apple time. So for me, Tesla is a company that I'll always want to hold, and also feel like continuing to buy more of them as well. So I'm just hoping that the other skeptics out there will actually start selling off their shares so that I can buy it at a cheaper price. So today, with £100 that I'm going to be investing, I'm going to split it in three ways, just like in the last couple of months, with a portion going to index funds, a portion going to a dividend company, and then another portion going to a company that I researched in. And I feel like there's a chance that they're going to increase in value in the near future. However, this month I'm going to do something a little bit different. Now the reason for this is because I want to buy a whole share of a company as part of my portion that I'm investing in a dividend company. And the reason why I want to do this is because if I own one full share of this company, I can then benefit from the dividend payout that will happen very soon. So today I'm going to start with that dividend stock and buy that one share, and then split the remaining amount of money to the other two portions that I want to invest in. So in order to choose the dividend stock that I wanted to buy today, so I took a little bit of advice from a fellow YouTuber, Trading with CJ. Now Trading with CJ does some great financial videos, and recently CJ posted a video about companies that are going ex-dividend in October. Now I've put a link to this video in the description down below, but also you can click on a card that comes up at the top right hand corner if you're watching this on a computer. So the company that I've chosen for the dividend portion of my investment this month is the fourth company that CJ talks about in his video, and that's AbbVie. Now if we go into search and we search for AbbVie, now I've been following AbbVie for a little while now, and as you can see, they're basically a large research-based biopharmaceutical company, And the company's main focus is chronic autoimmune diseases, ranging from things such as blood cancers, to Parkinson's disease, to multiple sclerosis, to thyroid diseases. So they cover a wide range of different issues. But obviously for any dividend stock, the main thing that we want to look at is what the dividend yield is. So if we go down here, we can see that the dividend yield is actually 5.48%, which obviously is over the 4% that I always try to look out for when I buy any dividend stock. Now with this dividend yield of 5.48%, this basically means that AbbVie would pay out around about $1.18 for every share that I own in them. Now on top of that, their ex-dividend date is 14th of October, which would mean that you would have to buy this share before that date in order to benefit from the dividend payout, which will be on 14th of November. Now currently, analysts still believe that AbbVie is undervalued, even though it seems as though it has recovered from the corona crash earlier this year. However, there is still potential for the company to reach its all-time high from back in 2017, where it almost hit $120 per share. Now if we go back down to the PE ratio, AbbVie is at 14.96, which is pretty much average for a company in the S&P 500. So I don't have any alarm bells there. And they also have a profit margin of 23.69%. But that doesn't sound so good when the debt to asset ratio is 109.17%. But it is quite common for these pharmaceutical companies to be working under a lot of debt, as they have to spend a lot of money in R&D. But at the end of the day, I'm looking at this as a dividend stock, so I want to look a little bit more into the actual dividend properties. So if I go into all ratios here, and then at the top, if we then scroll across to growth, and then we can scroll down here and we can see that the dividend yield growth over a 3-year period has been 23.36%, which is pretty good. So all in all, I guess there's a few things to be wary of with AbbVie, but that's probably the case with most pharmaceutical companies anyway. But for me, considering to buy this stock right now, it really comes down to the dividend yield and also how likely it is that they're going to carry on paying this out. And right now, it seems quite likely. So I'm going to be buying one share of AbbVie. So if we come to the top here and we choose buy, we can then change this to number of shares rather than a specific value. And then I can come in here and select one share, which you can see currently that AbbVie is currently trading at $86.12, which is roughly around £66.55. Therefore, this is what I'm going to be buying and I'm happy with that price. So I want to review this order and then send the buy order. So now if I look at how much money I've got left in the account, it says £36.17, but from the £100 that I put in, I've taken away £66.54, which has then actually left me with £33.46. But then I guess I had a little bit of money left in the account from previous trades. So I've actually got £36.17 left to spend. So I'm going to take the £36 and split it into two, which means that I then have £18 I'm going to be investing in my index fund, and also another £18 I'm going to be investing into the company that I've researched in. So the second buy today is going to be on the index funds. Now looking at the two index funds that I've already purchased, we can see we've got iShares Core FTSE 100 and iShares Core S&P 500. I'm basically going to play this safe and invest again in one of these two. And basically between the two, we can see that the iShares Core S&P 500 has actually performed a little bit better than the iShares Core FTSE 100. Therefore, I'm just going to choose the iShares Core S&P 500 and we're going to put £18 into here. So if I press review order and then send the buy order. Great, now that's all done. And if we look at our funds, we can see we've got £18.17 left to spend. So now the third portion that I want to invest in today. Now basically this is going to be a company that I've been looking into. And yes, once again, it's going to be a tech company because I have that added passion into tech companies. And so I naturally know more about what's going on in that industry. What I want to invest in today is one that I've already invested in previously, and that's Amazon. The main reason for wanting to invest a little bit more in Amazon this month, mainly because they've got their upcoming Prime Day on the 13th and 14th of October. Now, just to give you a little bit of background on Prime Day, basically this used to be a single day event, and that's now been increased into a 2-day event. Now, last year, Amazon sold more than 175 million products in those 2 days, and they made an estimated $7 billion. But this year, I feel that it could be even better than last year. Now, one of them is that the fact that Amazon has a lot more Prime members now today than they did have back then. In fact, they've actually supposedly grew 50 million more Prime subscribers in the last 2 years. And then the second reason is because in this pandemic period over the last few months, there's been a huge spike in online shopping on Amazon. And that's obviously been replicated in the stock market, seeing Amazon's stock price rise so much during this pandemic. Now, this is obviously because customers can't go out to the shops and do their normal shopping, so they're resulting on going onto this online giant of Amazon. Also, with the majority of people working from home now as well, this also invites the opportunity of a lot more people doing online shopping without their bosses breathing over their neck. And then finally, the last reason is because Prime Day has fallen in October this year, which essentially could spark interest from some of these early holiday shoppers. I mean, most people, I guess, can confirm that this year's gone by really quickly, and before we know it, it's going to be Christmas, or even Thanksgiving if you celebrate that. So having a Prime Day full of great deals is just going to entice some people to buy some great products. And on top of that, people who are a little bit more prepared and get some great bargains for the run-up to the festive season. Therefore, I'm planning to put the remainder of my money, £18, into Amazon and see how things change over the next month. So let's go into Amazon shares, let's buy, and then select the value to be £18. And then let's review the order and send the buy order. Great, so that's the 3 stocks that I bought today with £100. Now, obviously, because I'm filming this on Sunday, these orders won't go through till tomorrow when the markets reopen again. But that's it for my video today. I hope you enjoyed it. And as always, like I mentioned at the beginning, I have no financial background at all. So if you decide to take on any advice that I've given in this video, please make sure that you go and seek professional financial advice before investing in anything. But before you go out and get that professional financial advice, make sure you subscribe to my channel down below if you haven't already. And also click on that bell button so you get notified when my next video comes out. And as always, make sure that you like this video and make sure you comment down below with the stocks that you're planning to buy and sell this month. And also share with your friends and family. See you in the next video.